Hello, everyone. My name is Tanisha Nelms, and today I'm presenting my Understanding Diversity project focused on neurodiversity in early childhood education. As a kindergarten teacher, this topic feels so personal and important because I see it every day how children learn, I see how they communicate, I see how they express themselves differently. My goal in this presentation is to highlight how UDL, Universal Design for Learning, and neurodiversity can help us create classrooms where every child feels understood and valued. Let's go to um, the next slide. My positionality. My positionality. To start, I want to acknowledge my positionality. I am a Black Christian woman, a wife, a mother, and an educator living here in Yuma. My lived experience shapes how I see children, how I see their families, how I see families and learning. Coming from a predominantly Black community, moving to Arizona pushed me to understand diverse differently. Definitely a culture shock. Being a Black woman married to a Black man challenges stereotypes we often see in society. My personality, my personal identity influences how I show up in my class with empathy, cultural awareness, and a deep commitment to representation. This background is why diversity work isn't just an assignment for me. It connects me to my life, my faith, and the future I'm building for my children. So let's go to the next slide so you can know why I chose neurodiversity. I chose neurodiversity because it shows up constantly in early childhood, but it is often misunderstood. Before working with younger children, I would say I didn't really realize how much behavior is actually communicated. This topic also connects to my long-term dream of opening a UDL-based play place in preschool. I want to create a space where kids aren't labeled, they're just understood. Inter- intersectional Intersectionality plays a role too. Neurodiversity children don't just have a disability label. They also have race, language, personality, and family culture layered on top. Choosing this topic helps me learn how to support all parts of who they are. So, um, this is one of my resources here, and it's CAST. It's one of my first ones. Learned about it in one of my other classes as well, but CAST is the creator of Universal Design for Learning. What I appreciate about CAST is how practical it is. They explain engagement, representation, action, expression in ways that make sense in real classrooms. That's the key right there, in real classroom. This resource helped me understand that students don't need to be fixed. Let's stop trying to fix them. They don't need to be fixed. They need an environment that is flexible. They need an environment that also connects disability with race, language, and equity, which was so powerful to me because it matched what we learned about and how different identities shape access to learning. This is my second resource, The Autistic Brain by Temple. What makes this book meaningful is that It blends science with Temple personal experience as an autistic woman. Hearing her describe the sensor overload and the visual thinking helped me understand my students in such a deeper way. This resource also highlights intersectionality, disability, and gender because Temple experience as a woman in STEM brings a different perspective. Her insight challenged stereotypes and reminds me that thinking is definitely not a limitation. It's just a different way of thinking, y'all. A different way of processing the world. That's it. Slide 6 shows you my highlight 3. I love this book. Absolutely love it. All My Stripes. This story explains autism to children in a relatable way through Zane, a young boy who feels like people only notice his autism stripe. The book gently shows that identity is made up of many parts, not just one. As a teacher, I see the importance of resources like this because they build empathy. They help classmates understand differences and make neurodiversity feel normal and safe. This book gave me the words, the language that I can actually use in my classroom with my students. With students, this book is just amazing. Love it. So I would say my big takeaways um are the things that stood out to me first would be neurodiversity is culture. It shapes how a child communicates, not only communicates, but learns and experience the world. Second, behavior is communication. They're trying to tell us something. They just don't know how to properly articulate their words. Instead of reaching to, and I'm sorry, instead of reacting to behavior, we have to ask the child or ask ourselves, what is the child trying to tell us? I also learned that the environment must change before the child does. When we use UDL, we remove those barriers and we give students different ways to succeed. And finally, live and experience lived experience matters. Listening to autistic voices, ADHD voices, and neurodivergent adults help me understand the importance of designing with people, not for them. Okay, so here's a list of my full resources here. There are 10 resources I used throughout my research. They include picture books, toolkits, websites, podcasts, and teacher training resources. They're all here. The links are here as well. I'll let you look at that as I'm getting ready to close. And closing this project deepened my belief that every child deserves to be seen for who they are, not just how they behave. As a mother, a teacher, a future founder of an inclusive UDL based play space, I'm committed to creating environments where neurodiverse children feel respected, not restricted. Thank you for listening. Have a good evening.